Maya Chen stared at her
It's
computer
great to
screen in
finally
disbelief,
connect in
rereading
person.
the email for the
Absolutely,
third time.
let's discuss the
It
details.
still said the same thing. She would be accompanying Ryan Blackwood, the creative director of their advertising agency, to Portland for an emergency client pitch. Alone. For 3 days. This can't be happening, Maya muttered, pushing her dark hair behind her ears as she reached for her phone to call her sister Jennifer. What's wrong? Jennifer answered on the second ring, concern immediately evident in her voice. They're sending me to Portland with Ryan Blackwood. Just the two of us. Caroline was supposed to go, but she got food poisoning and I'm the only other designer familiar with the account. Ryan Blackwood? Isn't he the ridiculously handsome creative director you've been secretly crushing on for like a year? That's not the point, Maya hissed, glancing around the open office to make sure no one was listening. He's my boss. Well, not directly my boss, but still. This is going to be so awkward. Or it could be amazing, Jennifer suggested with audible glee. 3 days in Portland with a gorgeous man. 3 days of professional torture, you mean? I have to go pack. Our flight leaves in 4 hours. Maya had worked at Creative Pulse Advertising for 18 months, steadily building her reputation as a talented graphic designer with an eye for detail. Ryan Blackwood had been part of the reason she accepted the job. His portfolio was legendary in the industry, and learning from him had been a dream. She just hadn't expected him to be so devastatingly attractive in person. At 32, Ryan commanded respect the moment he entered a room. His dark hair was always perfectly styled, his green eyes sharp and observant, and his presence radiated a quiet confidence that Maya found both intimidating and magnetic. He was known for his professional demeanor, never socializing with staff outside of work functions, maintaining clear boundaries that everyone respected. Which made the idea of spending 3 days alone with him absolutely terrifying. The airport was chaos. Their original afternoon flight was delayed twice before being cancelled entirely due to an incoming storm. Maya and Ryan spent 2 hours in the airline lounge, working on their presentation while the weather deteriorated outside. Ryan remained calm throughout, his focus unwavering as he refined their pitch strategy. The weather service is predicting this storm will last through tomorrow, Ryan said, looking up from his phone. We need to get to Portland tonight or we'll miss the pitch entirely. There's one flight leaving in 20 minutes on a different airline. I booked us seats. They ran through the terminal, barely making the flight before the doors closed. Maya found herself breathlessly settling into the seat beside Ryan, hyper-aware of how close they were in the cramped space. The flight was turbulent, the plane shaking through storm clouds while Maya gripped her armrest with white knuckles. Afraid of flying? Ryan asked quietly, and Maya was surprised to see genuine concern in his expression rather than judgment. Just turbulence, she admitted. I'm fine when it's smooth. Without a word, Ryan reached over and placed his hand over hers on the armrest. The gesture was brief, professional even, but Maya felt warmth spread through her chest. When the turbulence passed, he withdrew his hand, returning his attention to his laptop as if nothing had happened. They landed in Portland after midnight, exhausted and hungry. The hotel was a sleek modern building downtown, usually booked solid during conference season. Ryan approached the front desk while Maya waited with their luggage, already dreaming of a hot shower and soft bed. I'm sorry, there must be some mistake, she heard Ryan say, his voice taking on an edge she'd never heard before. Maya joined him at the desk. What's wrong? The desk clerk, a young man who looked equally exhausted, gestured helplessly at his computer screen. Your company booked one room. A king suite. And unfortunately, we're completely sold out due to 3 conferences in the area. Every hotel within 20 miles is at capacity. Maya felt her stomach drop. That's impossible. There should be 2 rooms. I saw the booking confirmation. I understand your frustration, the clerk said apologetically. But the reservation clearly states 1 room. I've checked multiple times. The best I can offer is extra pillows and blankets if someone wants to use the sofa. Ryan ran his hand through his hair, a gesture Maya had learned meant he was processing a problem. She watched the muscles in his jaw work as he considered their options. The pitch is at 9 in the morning, Ryan finally said, turning to Maya. We can't waste time driving around looking for another hotel. The suite has a sofa. I'll take it. You take the bed. You're like 6'2", Maya protested. You won't fit on any sofa. I'm not letting you sleep on a sofa, Maya. And I'm not letting my creative director show up to the most important pitch of the quarter with a destroyed back because of chivalry, she countered, surprising herself with her boldness. The bed is probably huge. We're both adults. We can share it without it being weird. Ryan studied her for a long moment, and Maya felt heat rise to her cheeks under his intense gaze. Those green eyes seemed to see right through her professional facade to the nervous, attracted woman underneath. If you're certain you're comfortable with that, Ryan said slowly, then we'll make it work. But Maya, I need you to know that I would never. I know, Maya interrupted softly. I trust you. The words hung between them as they collected their key cards and headed toward the elevators. Maya wondered if she just made the best or worst decision of her professional life. The suite was beautiful, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the glittering Portland skyline, and the living area was spacious and elegantly furnished. But all Maya could focus on was the bedroom visible through the open doorway, dominated by one very large, very intimate king-sized bed. I'll take the side by the window, Ryan said, breaking the silence. You can have the bathroom first. Maya grabbed her overnight bag and escaped to the marble bathroom, her heart racing. She changed into her modest pajamas, soft cotton pants and a loose t-shirt, and brushed her teeth while giving herself a stern mental lecture about maintaining professionalism. When she emerged, Ryan was standing by the window, still fully dressed, talking quietly on his phone. He glanced at her and held up one finger, indicating he'd be just a moment longer. Maya climbed into her side of the bed, pulling the covers up and trying to take up as little space as possible. The sheets were soft, luxurious, and she found herself thinking about how Ryan would be lying right next to her in just a few minutes. Ryan ended his call and disappeared into the bathroom. Maya heard the shower running and firmly directed her thoughts elsewhere, to tomorrow's presentation, to the client's objectives, to anything except the image of Ryan in the shower just 20 feet away. When he finally emerged, her breath caught. Ryan wore simple gray sweatpants and a fitted black t-shirt that revealed he was more muscular than his usual suit suggested. His dark hair was still damp, and without his professional armor, he looked younger, more approachable. Ready for lights out? He asked, and Maya nodded, not trusting her voice. The room plunged into darkness except for the city lights filtering through the curtains. Maya lay rigid on her side of the bed, acutely aware of Ryan settling in beside her. There was at least 2 feet of space between them, but it felt like inches. Maya, Ryan's voice came through the darkness. Thank you for being professional about this situation. I know it's uncomfortable. It's fine, Maya whispered back. We'll get through one night. Tomorrow we'll nail the presentation and laugh about this. Still, I appreciate it. And Maya? For what it's worth, you've been impressive today. Most people would have panicked with all these complications. Maya smiled in the darkness, warmth spreading through her chest. Good night, Ryan. Good night. She closed her eyes, trying to will herself to sleep, but every nerve in her body was aware of the man beside her. His breathing, the warmth radiating from his body, the subtle scent of his shower gel. Maya told herself this was just one night, that tomorrow everything would return to normal. But as exhaustion finally began to pull her under, she couldn't shake the feeling that something fundamental had already shifted between them. And she wasn't sure if that terrified or excited her more. Maya woke to warmth and the steady rhythm of breathing that wasn't her own. Her eyes fluttered open slowly, and reality hit her like ice water, she was pressed against Ryan's chest, her head tucked under his chin, one of her hands resting on his stomach. His arm was draped around her waist, holding her close. She froze, her heart hammering. How had this happened? They'd started on opposite sides of the bed. Now they were tangled together like lovers. Carefully, Maya tried to extract herself without waking him. But the moment she shifted, Ryan's arm tightened around her reflexively, and his eyes opened. For a moment, they simply stared at each other, faces inches apart in the dim pre-dawn light. "I'm sorry," Maya whispered. "I didn't mean to." "You were having a nightmare," Ryan said quietly, his voice rough with sleep. "You were making these small distressed sounds. I was trying to comfort you, and then we both fell back asleep." Maya's face burned. "I'm so sorry. That's so unprofessional." "Maya, stop apologizing." Ryan's hand moved to her face, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. The gesture was intimate, tender, and completely at odds with their professional relationship. "I need to tell you something." Her breath caught. "What?" "I requested you for this trip specifically," Ryan admitted, his green eyes searching hers. "Caroline wasn't my first choice. You were. I told myself it was because you're talented, because you understand the client's vision. But that's not the whole truth." "What's the whole truth?" Maya asked, barely breathing. "The truth is I've been watching you for months. The way you light up when you talk about design. How you stay late to perfect every detail. How you treat everyone with kindness even when you're stressed." His thumb traced her cheekbone. "I've been maintaining distance because you work for me, because it wouldn't be appropriate. But Maya, I'm not sure I can keep pretending I don't feel this." "Feel what?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "That I'm completely captivated by you." The confession hung between them, heavy with possibility. Maya's mind raced. This was her boss, this could complicate everything, this was dangerous. But her heart was screaming something entirely different. "Ryan, she started, but his phone erupted with an alarm, shattering the moment. Ryan pulled back, the professional mask sliding back into place. "We should get ready. The presentation is in 3 hours." Maya nodded, feeling both relieved and devastated by the interruption. They moved around each other carefully as they prepared, the intimacy of the morning lingering in the air between them like smoke. The client presentation went flawlessly. Maya and Ryan worked together with a chemistry that was palpable, finishing each other's sentences, building on each other's ideas seamlessly. The clients were impressed, practically signing the contract before they left the conference room. "That was incredible," the lead client said, shaking both their hands. "You two work together like you've been partners for years. We'd love to have you both join us for dinner tonight to celebrate." Maya caught Ryan's eye, seeing her own conflicted feelings reflected there. Dinner meant more time together, more temptation, more danger. "We'd be honored," Ryan said smoothly. Dinner was at an upscale restaurant overlooking the river. Maya wore the only dress she'd packed, a simple navy wrap dress that she usually wore to client meetings. But the way Ryan's eyes darkened when he saw her made her feel like she was wearing something far more revealing. They were joined by 3 clients and, unexpectedly, Derek from their own office who had flown in to join the celebration. Derek was handsome, charming, and had made his interest in Maya clear on multiple occasions. She'd always deflected politely, but tonight he was persistent. "Maya, you look stunning," Derek said, positioning himself next to her at dinner. "We should celebrate our win properly. There's a great jazz club nearby." "That's kind of you, but I'm exhausted," Maya replied, trying to be polite. "Come on, just one drink. You work too hard. You need to relax." Maya felt Ryan's presence beside her before she saw him. He placed his hand on the small of her back, the touch possessive and deliberate. "Maya and I have an early flight tomorrow," Ryan said, his voice pleasant but with an undercurrent of steel. "We need to review some final details tonight. Derek's eyes narrowed slightly, but he backed off. Of course. Another time then. The rest of dinner passed in a blur. Maya was hyper-aware of Ryan beside her, the way he kept finding small reasons to touch her, guiding her through the restaurant with a hand on her back, brushing her hand when reaching for the wine bottle, leaning close to whisper comments that made her laugh. When they finally returned to the hotel room, the tension between them was unbearable. The moment the door closed behind them, Maya turned to face Ryan. What was that at dinner? With Derek? I don't like the way he looks at you, Ryan said flatly, loosening his tie. Like you're a prize he's trying to win. And how do you look at me? Maya challenged, emboldened by the wine and the emotions swirling between them. Ryan closed the distance between them in 2 strides. Like you're the most fascinating woman I've ever met. Like I've been trying not to fall for you and failing miserably. Like I want to kiss you so badly I can barely think straight. Then why don't you? Maya breathed. Because once I start, I won't want to stop, Ryan said, his voice rough. Because you deserve better than your boss taking advantage. You're not taking advantage, Maya interrupted, placing her hand on his chest. I want this. I've wanted this for months. Stop being so noble and just kiss me. Ryan's control shattered. He pulled her against him, his lips crashing into hers with desperate intensity. Maya melted into him, her hands tangling in his hair as he deepened the kiss. It was everything she'd imagined and more, passionate, consuming, perfect. They stumbled toward the bed, mouths never breaking apart. Ryan's hands explored her curves while Maya worked the buttons of his shirt. When they fell onto the bed together, Ryan pulled back, his eyes searching hers. Are you sure? He asked, his voice ragged. Because if we do this, everything changes. I'm sure, Maya whispered. I want everything to change. Ryan made love to her with a tenderness that made her heart ache. His hands and lips worshipped every inch of her skin, whispering words of adoration that brought tears to her eyes. When they finally came together, it felt like coming home, intense, beautiful, and absolutely right. Afterward, wrapped in his arms, Ryan traced patterns on her shoulder. I requested you for this trip because I needed to know, he admitted softly. Know what? If what I felt for you was real or just attraction. Maya, it's real. I'm falling in love with you. Maya turned to face him, her heart soaring. I'm falling in love with you too. They made love again, slower this time, savoring every touch and kiss. As dawn approached, Maya realized that one night in a shared hotel room had changed everything. And she wouldn't have it any other way. Morning light filtered through the curtains, finding Maya and Ryan still tangled together. Unlike yesterday's awkward awakening, this time they woke wrapped around each other deliberately, contentedly. We should talk about what happens now, Ryan said, pressing a kiss to her forehead. When we get back to the office. I know, Maya sighed. This complicates things. It doesn't have to. Ryan tilted her chin up to meet his eyes. I'll talk to HR. Will disclose the relationship. You're not my direct report, so it's allowed, just needs to be documented. I won't hide this, Maya. I won't hide you. What about people's reactions? Derek isn't going to be happy. Some people will think I slept my way to better projects. Then they're idiots, Ryan said fiercely. You're the most talented designer in that office. Anyone who suggests otherwise will answer to me. And as for Derek, he can be professionally jealous all he wants. You're mine now. The possessiveness in his voice sent shivers through her. Yours, huh? If you'll have me, Ryan said, suddenly vulnerable. I know this happened fast, but Maya, I've never been more certain of anything. I want to try this. Really try. Dinner dates, meeting your family, the whole thing. I want that too, Maya said, kissing him softly. My sister is going to lose her mind. I called her freaking out yesterday, and now I'm going to tell her I'm dating you." Ryan laughed, the sound warm and genuine. "I can't wait to meet the sister who knows all your secrets." They made love one more time before their flight, slow and sweet, sealing their new beginning with physical intimacy that had grown even deeper with emotional connection. The flight home was different from the tense journey there. Ryan held her hand openly, and they talked about everything, their childhoods, their dreams, their fears. Maya learned that Ryan had been in a serious relationship years ago that ended badly, making him wary of office romances. But she was worth the risk. "You're worth any risk," he told her as they landed. Back at the office Monday morning, Ryan scheduled a meeting with HR first thing. By noon, their relationship was officially documented and approved. When Maya returned to her desk, she found a bouquet of her favorite flowers, purple irises, with a note, "Dinner tonight? I want to take my girlfriend on a proper date." R. Jennifer called immediately when Maya texted her a photo of the flowers. "You're dating Ryan Blackwood?" "Maya Chen, I need every single detail right now." "I'll tell you everything tonight," Maya promised, smiling. "But Jen? I think this might be it. I think he might be the one." Over the following weeks, Maya and Ryan navigated their new relationship with care and professionalism. They were discreet at work, maintaining professional boundaries. But outside the office, they were inseparable: long dinners, weekend getaways, meeting each other's families. 3 months after that fateful trip to Portland, Ryan took Maya back to the same hotel. "I wanted to recreate the night that changed everything," he said as they checked in. But this time, when they entered the room, Ryan pulled out a small velvet box. "I know it's fast. I know we should probably wait. But Maya, I've never been more certain of anything in my life. I want every night to be with you. Will you marry me?" Maya launched herself into his arms, tears streaming down her face. "Yes. Yes, absolutely yes." As Ryan slid the ring onto her finger and kissed her deeply, Maya thought about that awkward night just months ago, how mortified she'd been, how professional she'd tried to stay. If someone had told her then that sharing a hotel room with her boss would lead to this, she never would have believed it. But sometimes the best things in life come from unexpected situations. Sometimes one bed at a hotel is exactly what two people need to find their way to each other. And as Ryan carried her to that same bed where their story began, Maya knew she'd found her forever in the most unexpected place, in the arms of the man she'd once tried so hard not to love. The end.